look at this. Play goes on. Out comes Highwood with the ball. Highwood of Richmond on the wing position, but he's weary. He dropped it, but he hand passes over to Bond. Bond steadies and a long kick down forward. Barmer's there, but look at the opposition he's got. They fly, and it's a mark Richmond's way to Hart. Hart's kicked 1 goal. He would be 45 yards out. He's on an angle, kicking to the Richmond end goal. On its way, it looks pretty good from here. And a goal to Richmond. A goal to Richmond coming up to the 27-minute mark into the final quarter. And 28 points of difference. Bobby, could you see them doing it?
Well, I can't really, Mike. Time's running out. We're into time on now, and there's still 28 points, so it's 5 goals that Carlton actually are in front. And I can't see Richmond, as tired as they are, kicking 5 goals in time on of a grand final. But Richmond, you know, they are not going to be denied as they still keep fighting. Gallagher grabs the ball. His kick smothered. It comes back to Gallagher. He puts it down. Through came Walls. Goes through to Lucas. Lucas drives the ball. It's off the side of his boot. Peter Jones is there. He's dog-tired, Jones.
Oh,
Dick Clay using his pace. Clay's there. Jones had nothing left in his legs at all. As the ball goes wide, it's Jackson and Dixon. Jackson leaves the ball for Dixon. He walks around his opponent, steadies play up, puts a short one in and finds Jesaulenko. And you can be certain that it'll be a while before Jesaulenko kicks the ball, because he's going to take all the time in the world. Jesaulenko obviously being told, and you could see him nod to Bill Dalla, that Bill Dalla had told Jesaulenko, hurry it up a little bit. Jesaulenko's kick, it's a lovely kick from Jesaulenko, right down to the pocket. The pack fly in front was Boyanich, and it's Boyanich who takes the mark. He plays on quickly with a hand pass, finds Bartlett. Bartlett steadies play up and drives the ball further around, but it finds Dixon. He has the ball knocked away, gets one to go on with. Chandler gets it, hand passes back to Dixon. He left foots the ball down. It's right down, but it's all Richmond. Boyanich puts the ball away from his teammate in Clay. Clay gets a big knock. It goes back to Robert Walls. Walls has his head nearly caught up, but it's called play on as Wayne Walsh grabs the ball, runs away, finds Paul Sproul out on the centre wing position. He's all on his own. He's got yards. He drop kicks the ball in towards centre half forward. Sheedy's going for it, so too is Stewart. Stewart balks back onto the right foot, puts a short one down, and he finds Barry Richardson. Richardson plays on quickly, drives the ball towards the big ones. It's offline though, bounces across, and 1 point only results.
29 minutes into the final quarter of the 72 Grand Final, and Carlton look pretty certain to beat Richmond in a final series for the first time in 52 years. Boy, oh boy, look at that scoreboard, 28-9 to Richmond, 22-18.
Richmond have equalled the previous highest Grand Final score, Mike.
Well, there you are, and they've struck a better team on the day in Carlton. Great credit goes to both sides. It's been a cleanly fought game, and there's the big whale, Roberts. Too tall for John Nichols, taking the mark. Over to Bartlett it goes. Bartlett showing intelligence, making position. Bartlett down into the forward zone. Barmer's completely swamped then. A chance for Kevin Hall. He pushes the ball in front of him. The players are so tired. Picked up by O'Connell. O'Connell now to the half-back flank on the member stand side. And Francis Burke has given away a free kick. Crane to take it. Crane on the half-back flank on the member stand side. A tremendous effort. Look, the scoreboard tells the story. What a great effort. Richmond 22-18. It would have won any other grand final that you could possibly think of except this one, because Carlton are 28-9. A wrestle on the ground there. Don't get too hot now, fellas. We wait for umpire Bill Dalla. We've got to give him a rap too. Great job. He bounces the ball in the centre. Up they go. Nichols is there, taps the ball down. It's taken by Bartlett. Kevin Bartlett to the half-forward flank on the member stand side, but O'Connell stands firm and takes the mark. O'Connell of Carlton limping. Players, they must be dog-tired out there. There's a siren! Siren! Carlton have won it! Carlton have won it! And they're going mad here at the MCG. The Blues have won it, and the final scoreboard reads Carlton 28-9, 177. Richmond 22-18, 150. Well, this is a most incredible sight. Most incredible sight that you could see at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. There's Father Brelia, Carlton's parish priest, I'm sure. There's Jesselenko giving the European hug and kiss to his captain and coach, John Nichols. Big Nick, well done. His first year as captain and coach. Bert Deacon, a former Brownlow medalist, there smiling broadly. And Big Jones, what a great game, a tireless effort. But I'll tell you, he was finished. He was gone, poor old Perth, before the final siren. Carlton, a great effort. They've taken out the 1972 flag, captain and coached by John Nichols. Well, Ron Barassi, let's hear comment from you.
Well, I should imagine the proudest man in the stadium is Big Nick. He's played a tremendous game himself today. He's led the team beautifully. The coaching's been magnificent. The planning has been great, and it's all come to fruition with a magnificent win against a side that was an excellent side throughout the year. Played poorly in the first half, but never gave in the fight, and certainly made Carlton earn their first victory over the Richmond side in 52 years of finals playing. So there's Big John Nichols, the first captain and coach to bring off a premiership since Charlie Sutton in 1954. So that's 18 years since a captain and coach has brought home a flag for his side. And he's just the ants pants as far as I'm concerned, and I'm sure as far as every Carlton supporter is concerned too. And there's Perth Jones. I never thought that he could last out a game so well, particularly as he hasn't been given the task. There's the Richmond crew.
Look at Tommy Hafey. Bad luck, Tom. That's the way it goes.
Well, Tom has never been in this position before of losing a grand final. He's tried for 3 and won 2 before this. It's his first loss, so he'll be copping it pretty hard.
The Carlton team now going up to receive the VFL Cup. Tommy Hafey, Ricky McLean saying sorry. They're dejected. They went into this odds-on favourites, but it wasn't to be. His Excellency, the Governor of Victoria, Sir Owen Delacombe, will present the cup to the Carlton players. We presume that's how it's supposed to be. Sir Owen Delacombe, by the way, is an ardent Richmond supporter. There's Big John. A pretty slow sort of process, though, by the same token. They're waiting for His Excellency. Look at that. Well, Bobby, let's hear comment from you on the match.
Well, Mike, the scoreboard tells the story, and what a... There it is, 28 goals 9, Richmond 22 goals 18, and that 22 goals 18, as we mentioned, equals the highest score ever in a grand final, which previously was by Essendon.
There you are. Well, John Nichols had to go up into the stand to receive the cup from His Excellency, and now you'll see the Carlton players do a lap of honour. Bert Deacon behind John Nichols, and let me remind you that on Football Inquest tonight at 6:30 we'll have Lynn Thompson from Collingwood, the reigning Brownlow medalist, Adrian Gallagher from Carlton, Francis Burke from Richmond, John Nichols from Carlton, Royce Hart from Richmond, Alex Jesselenko from Carlton, and the 1972 grand final umpire Bill Della. Oh, what a night it's going to be. Followed at 7 o'clock on the big replay, on 7, at 7, the entire 1972 grand final. Well, there's Big Nick. So you'll be watching Channel 7 from 6:30 on tonight.
Needs 10 men to lift him.
Yes, I wouldn't like to be under there carrying Big Nick
I think
around.
it's little Sid too. Oh, gee, he's a game man.
I must say this about Tommy Hafey, and I say this from personal knowledge. I don't think any guy has ever worked harder for a premiership than Tom. And he's dejected because Tommy would take this very, very much to heart. On the other hand, the jubilant Carlton players now doing their lap of honour. The capacity crowd at the MCG saw Carlton take out the 1972 flag in a most workmanlike and brilliant fashion. They deserved it.
Well, Mike, I think those two words sort of contradict each other. There's probably a bit of both, particularly towards the finish when the brilliance had gone from the Carlton side because of
Don't get cocky because you won it.
I'm not, but I'm just saying the brilliance had gone because of tiredness, and then it became more workmanlike. But this is probably the best game that Carlton's, well, I'd say that they'd ever played, because the football was superb. 28 goals in a match to beat an opponent who kicks 22 is you have to play brilliant football for that to happen. And There's the Carlton crew. They're a very happy bunch. They've won their 3rd premiership in 4 or 5 years, the 4th grand final appearance, and they're a tremendous bunch of fellas. Kevin Hall taking it, Percy Jones, a great game, probably the best game he's ever played for the Blues in his whole career, which spans, I think, 8 years now. A magnificent effort by Jones. There's Ian Robertson, a little kid jumping all over him. Jeff Southby being hugged by a female fan. He loved that. Well, there they are. That's tremendous. I think no matter what side wins a grand final, if you are looking on, you feel really pleased for the victors and sad for the losers. But unfortunately, in this game of football, there has to be one of each.
Sydney.
There's little Sid. Bert Deacon, George Harris.
Gorgeous George, look. I knew he'd finish up with it.
King Rat's got the cup.
I knew he'd finish up with it. Look at George trying to face to the television cameras too. Well, Ronnie, the trip overseas is going to be a ripper now.
It'll be a beauty.
Oh.
I think I should have delayed the north bit till after the trip.
Yes, you should have.
No, not really.
Well, that's the way
Great
it
effort
goes.
by Carlton.
Well, that's a finish here at the MCG. It's been a wonderful season. We've been glad to have your support on Channel 7. And repeating for you, Football Inquest at 6:30 tonight, and at 7 o'clock, the entire 1972 Grand Final on the big replay. The final scoreboard reads Carlton 28-9, 177, Richmond 22-18, 150.